I want to tell you about one of the most amazing professional and personal experiences of my life, which started about almost a decade ago when I was introduced by a mutual friend to the heart surgeon Devi Shetty in Bangalore. And Devi was just about to embark on his grand experiment, well, it was an experiment at that time, to figure out how to provide cutting-edge cardiac care, including cardiac surgery, and especially including pediatric cardiac surgery, to the poor of India almost immediately. And the audacious vision behind what he was after was ultimately to provide affordable tertiary care of all sorts at a very, very small price point. And I loved the sheer audacity of that aspiration and affiliated myself in a voluntary capacity with this effort, and I've been involved ever since. Today, the Narayan Health City, which is what the name of the organization is, spans the length and breadth of India, offers telemedicine services to many parts of the world, mostly for free, and is just about to open a multi-specialty, full-fledged tertiary healthcare city in the Cayman Islands, very close to the United States, along with the medical hospital. So it's really come a long way. And the amazing thing about this, I guess, is easiest to communicate if we just focus on heart surgery, which is what I'll talk mostly about. Today, if you have a standard, what medical professionals call a CABG surgery, CABG is CABG, coronary artery bypass graft, your fairly standard at this point, unplugging of the arteries type of surgery. It probably costs, fully loaded, anywhere between $60,000 and $110,000 in a major, renowned US hospital, such as the ones that are down the street from me at Harvard. At Shetty's hospital, depending on how you do the accounting and the economics, it costs as little as $1,500 to $2,500. So that is 2 orders of magnitude less. And this is with an incredibly more complex patient base who come to the hospital when they're at death's door, as opposed to the patients here who are more likely to come in a preventive capacity, since our general medical care is much better in this country, in the United States. And it is with a massive amount of charity built into the model, in the sense that nobody's ever turned away from the hospital, so 40% of the patients get treated for less than what it costs the hospital to treat them. And it is most importantly with outcomes that are as good as almost the very best of the hospitals in this country. So it really is an incredible story. And even if everything I said has a fair degree of hyperbole inserted in there, it's still an amazing story. Because if you don't buy that it's 2 orders of magnitude better, it's at least an order of magnitude better than anything that's accomplished here. And I think it's a good example of healthcare entrepreneurship that's worth really focusing on and trying to understand how much of this is, if you will, context specific. How much of what Devi and his team of unbelievable surgeons and general staff have accomplished in Bangalore and numerous other cities around South Asia, how much of it is specific to that particular geography and that social context, and how much of it is general in a sense that we could learn from it in other parts of the world. And what is it that we can learn to solve social problems in general in South Asia and other developing countries of that sort? That's the reason why I find this so interesting. And perhaps the ongoing excitement about this case, if you will, for me, is that it continues to improve. I go by the hospital every few months and converse with them every few weeks, and there's always something new that's going on. And a lot of our medical students, a lot of our students who study economics and business and health policy are in and out of the hospital at this point. A lot of companies that are being formed in the basement of the hospital add a particularly exciting dimension to it, because it ensures that there is a fresh flow of talent into the hospital at all times, both leveraging the hospital facilities and the facilities that Devi and his team have made available to everybody, and also contributing back by bringing cutting-edge knowledge into the hospital system. So it really does seem that he's created an ecosystem that not only delivers complex, state-of-the-art tertiary care, cardiac care in particular, to a lot of patients, including extremely poor ones, but also that he's created a system that renews itself, and that's the excitement of it.